I dealt mainly with radar, um, DFing stuff, direction finding, and microwave. Microwave was neat. We would go in, let's say this is a country that shall be unnamed in South America, and this is a cove in here. We would sail in to the cove and pretend we had broken down, fly two black balls from the mast, which means we are not underpowered, toss the anchor over. We had to be between point A and point B, right in the beam of a microwave to get it. And we would sit there and run high-speed recorders and get all this good stuff. And then they would be coming some kind of a gunboat from that company, say, "What are you doing here?" And we would fix the engines and leave. But we did a lot of that stuff. The ship that I first started out on was this thing, which is probably, it's known throughout the fleet as the ugliest ship in the world. The Liberty ships were.
Why is that?
Look at it. Is it sleek and handsome with swept back lines and guns bursting out all over the place? No, it's a little 440-foot ship with a plethora of antennas.
So that's the Oxford.
And that's the Oxford. And this is a stern view from the air of the Oxford. And there's the moon bounce antenna that we used. And this is the main ECM mast. All these are not transmitting antennas. They're used for reception. And normally VHF and X-band and S-band, which is very, very high frequencies. The stuff up in the bow, the antennas up there, were for the HF high frequency end of things. And we'd be receiving all sorts of good stuff. It says, "I'm to report aboard the USS Classified, a U.S. submarine." A lot of our orders were written secretly. I had a very hard time getting through the front gate of the subbase with these orders. The Marine who was on the gate at the time told me, "There ain't no USS Classified." Well, we all do that, but I couldn't tell him the name of the submarine, even though at the time I knew where I was going. So I was at the front gate for about 20 minutes trying to explain to this young man that he wasn't supposed to know where I'm going. And finally had an old chief from the Naval Security Department came up and straightened the Marine out pretty fast. But I've got most of the orders from every ship I was on in the Navy, and they range from aircraft carriers to guided missile cruisers and submarines.